Hello. Welcome back to the channel. It's Mark Emerald Thoth, just enjoying some British sunshine, which is fairly rare, but 'tis the season. Just want to show you a little bit of what is going on down here on the grass. Beautiful. Okay. Back with some more messages from Spirit. Again, take what resonates, discards what doesn't, although these are quite general messages, so I'm sure you'll find something in there. So today I'm going to start again with the Crow Oracle, the Urban Crow Oracle. Let's see what messages are going to come out today. Hope you are all well. Hope everything's good with you, although, let's be honest, things aren't always good for us. But you take the good with the bad, and it's how you deal with both of those. Okay, popped out today is Survival, number 47. I quite like foxes. There's a fox on this card and a crow hunkering down to survive. Got white dandelions here. There's a number of white flowers in this card too. Okay. Yesterday talks about isolation, being in that cave period. This adds a layer to that isolation of like being in survival. And you may be in survival mode. You may be clinging on. You may be thinking, Spirit, when are you going to bring me that abundance that I know and I feel and I can sense coming to me, even though I don't have any expectation of it. Shifts take time, especially from a more spiritual standpoint and perspective into a 3D manifestation. So sometimes we do have to hunker down and survive. And I'd probably like to bet if you're drawn to this reading, then you've been doing that for quite a while. I know I have and still am. Again, there's always a reason for it. It's interesting, the fox in this card. It's snowing outside, so it's cold and winter. We are just coming out of winter into spring, as you can see by all the beautiful flowers around. They're worth looking at again. So, it's coming out of that period, but not too soon. And with foxes, they are quite dexterous, they are quite agile, clever and cunning. And in this case, to survive with the foxes, you have to be the same. And so the crow has found a way to protect itself underground. And maybe that's just what the messages from Spirit at first here is. We know you've had to understand and you had to survive, and sometimes that is necessary. In a way, in a 3D human form is always a necessary element of survival. But let's see what's next. So I'm going to go with the Time Traveler's Oracle for the next card. Very portally. And the bottom of the deck is Vitality, the Sun. So 44 as well can represent angelic protection and guidance, stability. That's a nice omen at the bottom of the deck, but let's see what message Spirit wants to come out with. What message we bring forward, Spirit? There's two. Okay. Let's take the 10 first, the liberation. At the feet of Lao Tzu, China. And what looks like storks or cranes, probably, messengers, deliverers. On Lao Tzu, depicted here, you can take any sort of Buddhist or Zen character, is the light shining on them, which has been a bit today. The clouds have just come in, as well as the shadow behind. And that's the duality that we all face. But Lao Tzu in this picture is at peace. I mean, just look at that face. Is at peace with what's happening, both the light which he faces and the shadow which is behind him, and the messengers in the sky as well. Speaking earlier at the start of this video, funnily enough, when I said to take both the same, as I hope you're doing well, but I know that there's times and there's elements where you may not. This can shift day to day. I had an amazing day yesterday. The day before that was not so great, and today is okay. And it's all the same, because it is going to happen in life. When we look so dualistically, we can tend to look one way or the other. I was going to say we tend to just look for the light and the happiness and the joy and the sun and the vitality, which has gone back in the deck. But it's always there. And so is the shadow, so is the moon, and so is the darkness and the daylight. So I think in this, the idea of being Zen is taking everything the same, taking everything consistently and feeling at peace with the waves and rides of life, and always feeling that connection to source, because ultimately with source brings everything, light, darkness, all comers. And so in this case is a 10 and deliberation. What suggests to me is that that's coming to an end, and there will be a period where you come out of that nest, of that cave, but you'll come out able to handle the vicissitudes of life more centered, in a more centered fashion. There's also the bamboo there, and bamboo takes some time to grow and harden and strengthen, but it's very strong and stable bamboo when it's ready and prepared. The number 44 at the bottom of the deck suggests that stability. Okay, what come out with it was number 5, breakthrough. And that follows on from deliberation. 5's change. This is the moon landing, so following talking about the sun on the bottom of the deck, here is the moon and the stars and the cosmos, you could say. Can't see your face in this card if you're the astronaut, but the sun always comes out, as does the moon, as do the stars, as do breakthroughs. And when the time is right, a breakthrough comes. It can be ones we don't necessarily like, or it can be ones we love, or it can be ones we don't even know are happening until the moment of eruption, as such, like a volcano. Also reminds me of something I read the other day about the moon landing, and it's a line that I've heard many times before. We all have, really, because it's quite famous. But that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Even the small steps that you may take can be giant in terms of the ripples they cause across the cosmos. So don't hold fear if you're taking little steps today, or if where you thought you were a year ago is not quite developed as you think where you would be today. But I'm sure that maybe you can see things that have developed. As I say that, there's an ant crawling all over my hand, a solitary one. So maybe that's you, been working away. And that's something with ants, they're workers, they're very community based. This one's on its own. So keep working. The breakthrough is coming, the breakthroughs are coming, and they're always coming. I'm drawn to the bottom of the deck, which is exuberance. So maybe that's saying to treat life with exuberance and fun and joy, very free of cups, like the roaring 20s in Paris. That may be coming, and that may take some time, but you can enjoy the now, and you can enjoy where you are just as much as you can enjoy where you're going and where you're going to be, and the right goggles on where you've been too. Okay, following on from that cosmic moon landing card, I'm going to take a Divine Masters Oracle card. Still got me on camera. Okay, Spirit, which Divine Master wants to come through to help advise today on this reading. Lady Portia. Overcoming limitations. Beautiful, very purpley crown chakra, bridal type figure. Karmic release, let go of the need to be right. Right next to this deliberation and breakthrough. There's something in your third eye and your crown. There's things that are coming in, there's things that you are waking up to. There's a higher version of you that's incredibly composed, the higher versions of us normally are. It does bring in ideas of marriage and union. There's only one person on this card, so it can be union with yourself. But look, there is a very bridal, there is a very regal element to Lady Portia in here. The card says overcoming limitations. So this is the breakthrough. After deliberation, after survival, which is still the case and always the case. But as we grow, like the bamboo, and strengthen, and flourish like the flowers that are all around, we can break through and we can become more stable. But that needs release. It needs release. It needs release of people, places, thought patterns, and the need to be right. So I think coming in as the message from Spirit is there is this regal stance, there is this safe, composed place, this higher self that you can grow into, and that likely you will grow into if you're on this path and you persevere with it. And this is within you. It's already there as such. If you imagine yourself as this strong, composed figure, that is what you will become. Okay. One last message from the ancestors. Secret of the Ancestors Oracle. Bottom of the deck as I pull it is the Loner Isolation, equivalent of the Hermit card. Let's see what really is following on from that, from the ancestors. Okay. Interesting combo from the last card. The Patriarch, unapologetic. A very strong masculine figure, a tribal leader. The Emperor, essentially. On the bottom of the deck is Creature of Fire, which I believe is essentially the Knight of Wands. Choose freedom. And there's a purple amethyst type thing on the star. So that's what's asking you, or what Spirit's asking you to do, is trust the path and choose freedom for yourself. To make those movements, to trust your intuition, your cosmic intelligence, your third eye and crown, and to move forward. 24 on that card, 2 and a 4, harmony and with balance and stability. And the 4 again on the Patriarch card. On the Emperor, there's a lot with stability and change in here. These two together, quite an interesting combo. You wouldn't normally put them together. But there is that element as well with you on the stability, on who you are, on your structure in this world, on you standing in your power and being safe and stable and secure. But like this light warrior, like the Emperor, so the overall message is today is how can you move forward, keep moving forward with peace and grace. But how can you stand and be stable in your own power, be divinely united within yourself, as you come to the world, it is coming, you are coming, it takes time. But there is a strong, stable, composed character in there that's ready to show to the world. And you're probably already seeing that character, and the people around you are probably already seeing that as well. You just have to keep going. Okay, I love you. Namaste.